Oh, bother.
It's the most wonderful time of the year again.
Spring break forever!
Okay, maybe not that time of year. And what better way to celebrate than by reviewing the absolute objectively best Cartoon Network Christmas episodes?
I'm right, you're wrong. And there's nothing you can do about it.
And obviously I'm not going to talk about every single Cartoon Network episode or we're going to be here all day. So grab your Christmas cookies and your shiesties. And what better way to start us off than my personal favorite show from Cartoon Network, Ed, Edd n Eddy. Fun fact, this episode is not on streaming, so I had to do a little bit of digging for this one. In their Christmas episode titled Jingle Jingle Jangle, it starts off with Eddie getting into typical YN activities, even on Christmas Eve. So to Eddie's surprise, all of his presents are hot garbage.
That's a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
The Kenker sisters are seen enjoying their crusty-ass Christmas together. Also, while we're here, can someone please explain Christmas crackers to me? When I hear Christmas crackers, I just think a 1900 Rugrat with a Santa hat on.
Cracker got an AR, like he's shooting schools up.
Okay, now this is where Eddie really started pissing me off. So you want to know what Eddie's plan is to fix this whole weak-ass presents problem? To get adopted by another family in the cul-de-sac.
Is this nigga serious?
Like, this man should be grateful he's even getting presents in the first place. He's the worst kid in the neighborhood, literally on LaMilton Tayshawn levels.
I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friends.
Next thing you know, this man Eddie is trying to speedrun foster care. He heads to Johnny's house, but that becomes a total bust.
What do you mean by that?
Because every year his family turns his house into the Fortress of Solitude. Like, goddamn, I know you got Jor-El on speed dial in this bitch. Johnny sees through Eddie's elaborate ruse pretty quickly and eventually boots him out of the house. And he sends him down this crazy ass ice slide like, bro, when did you build Hurricane Harbor in the bottom of your crib? The next stop on his list is the son of the shepherd himself, Rolf. Right off the bat, you know Rolf is on some weird foreigner shit, as usual. He's got the house decked out wall to wall, covered in meat in celebration of Ik Glakma, or whatever that lady he was talking about's name is. All the while he plays an accordion while wearing a tanuki suit.
I get no kick from champagne.
Eddie, very clearly not fucking with the vibe here either, promptly dips off. Now, I'm not gonna lie, what happens next here is just downright shameful. So Eddie slides to Naz's crib, and this is actually his most promising visit yet. But right at the finish line, right as Naz is about to fork over the cheeks, this man completely drenches her, and not in the good way. Now, I can't even be mad. We all fumbled a bad bitch before, and everybody knows Naz was the baddest in the cul-de-sac. But hitting her with the eggnog hot tua is devilish work. Double D tries talking some sense into him, but that doesn't work. He tries Jimmy's house, but that goes about as good as you'd expect it to. I know I said Eddie pisses me off, but this man Kevin might be worse. Because who does he think he is? Like, nobody is watching you. Eddie gets so desperate he even begs Kevin for a gift, but all he gives him is a Merry Christmas. So after getting Gaslit to swap out a light bulb, Double D's corny ass starts talking about,
"That's it, Eddie. That's the spirit of Christmas."
like, watch out, bro.
Shut your lame ass up.
Eddie agrees and is instantly rewarded by getting hit with the sack.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
But right after this, Eddie hits him with the
Psych!
and scurries off with all the loot. He really tried to pull up a baby. I'm not the same man I was 2 hours ago. I changed. So Eddie tries to stow away from the others, but Double D and Ed catch up to him.
There's no way out of this. You're done.
Catches up to them, the Diddy sisters. I mean the Kenker sisters. All bearing gifts to parody the nativity. And yeah, let's just say pretty quickly after that, it turns into a Kenker sister Diddy party.
Party, and I don't really remember what I was saying.
And then scraping for
Hey, man.
For our next Christmas fable, we're gonna dive right into one of the most out-of-pocket cartoons ever. I mean, this show got away with damn near murder, and it even got away with that too. So it starts off in the mall with Mandy and her usual ruining everything bag. Starts talking heavy about Santa and how he's a fraud.
Whack! It's geared whack!
Scar's PTSD having ass as the mall Santa, and Billy's telling him this over-the-top Christmas list. And on top of that, he gives him the R. Kelly treatment. Panic ensues and they burn them all down.
That escalated quickly.
Shortly after, they teleport to the North Pole. But when they get there, they're just looking around like,
This bitch empty! Yay!
They soon discover that Santa has been turned into a vampire, and Mrs. Claus comes out of left field talking about Santa's stroke game.
He always
did tire out quickly.
Like, Mrs. Claus is a freak, let me find out. So they get on their Van Helsing, nah scratch that, Abraham Lincoln time as they strap up and prepare to hunt down the vampire that turned Santa. They eventually find the zesty ass vampire after they hit a B&E on his crib, talking about, "My word, you stained my fresh linens." But Mandy is TG, so she stakes this man on sight, no hesitation. But he immediately self-reses like Phoenix in Valorant. But he explains that he's not the target that they're looking for. Then they all click up and head out to save Christmas. Once they return, they get trapped in the basement a la Saw 1. And it's exactly at this moment that the zesty vampire remembers that Mrs. Claus is the head vampire.
Is this nigga serious?
Like, bro, you had the whole trip to remember and prepare us for it. Meanwhile, Billy finds this convenient-ass MacGuffin to watch a Princess Leia tape Santa left behind, with instructions on how to fix everything. So Billy heals Santa with some Chug Splash, and Santa talks some sense back into Mrs. Claus. Turns out this is like the 8th time she's done this. See, I told you she's a freak. Right at the end, Billy says he actually celebrates Hanukkah. Guess we know what side he's on.
That's crazy!
Alright, so next up, we're going right into one of the Christmas classics in my opinion. So the girls are in class yapping non-stop like they always do. Then Princess pops up like,
Oh my god, you broke bitches are really talking about Christmas presents? Y'all been rocking the same fit since the pilot, with your ugly ass edges and lashes. You guys better make sure that shit's on your list.
and then the girls clap back immediately like, I know you not talking, the only reason you get presents is because your daddy's rich, and he works in waste management.
Are you in the mafia?
I'm in the waste management business. Everybody immediately assumes you're mobbed up.
Now let's be real, we know the girls weren't capping here. Princess is literally a villain and a terrible person to boot. So back at home, she starts venting to her help about what all the girls said, but they all pretty much agree with them. Like that one friend who just never takes your side. Tired of all the disrespect, Princess hits the Sly Cooper. And she switches her name to the nice list over in the North Pole. Mind you, she was the only kid on the naughty list. Not even LaMilton was on the list. That should really tell you something about Princess. So Christmas morning arrives, and everybody gets coal in their stockings. Meanwhile, Princess gets what I assume is the equivalent of Compound V in their universe? Chemical X maybe? Cause she just has fucking powers now. Like, who was her plug on that? Billy Butcher? They chase her all the way to the North Pole, and right after that, they get to jumping Princess, turning it into a 3v1 like they're straight out of Jujutsu High. When they come face to face with Saint Nick, Princess starts showing her true colors. So right after that, Santa puts her name on the permanent naughty list, alongside Ryuga, Light, Jonker, and the Diddler. On her way out, the Temp V wears off and she maybe plummets to her death? The girls rush to help Santa deliver the presents and then celebrate Christmas with the professor as a family. Pretty wholesome ending, to be honest. I don't really have a joke to close this one out. My jokes aren't even that funny anyway.
Pudding.
You know, I gotta say, that really was a nice stroll down memory lane. I really hope that put you guys in the holiday season the same way as it did for me. Are there any other Christmas episodes from Cartoon Network shows that you didn't see here today? Let me know which ones are your favorite in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. But with all that being said, this is Dookie TV signing off, and a happy holidays to you.